Yeah, welcome to the Count Us In podcast, episode 59. Can't believe it.
Yeah.
My name is Harry Sermon, and as always, I'm joined by Jamie Joyner.
Good evening. How are you? How you doing?
What's up, man? Yeah, all good. And of course, Matt Lacey.
Harry, Jay, how are we both? Good, thanks.
Yeah,
Good to see you both.
Yeah.
I nearly introduced you as on the drums, Jamie, and then I was like, also on the drums, Matt,
Yeah, all
and
the
me.
drums. Yeah.
I don't know why I had the urge to do that. But
when,
yeah,
when that happens at a gig, do you play something? When they're like, and Harry Sermon on the drums, do you try and do some
yeah,
little
sometimes.
thing,
If it's during a drop down where feather
Yeah.
in the bass drum, whatever, you keep time the hi hat. Sometimes a little, something like that.
Little stab.
Yeah.
Just
But
a
when
little
it's dead quiet, I'm just sort of, I need to look at the snare drum now. Hang on, I was just a little bit embarrassed because then what if no one woos you? Oh.
Yeah. It's a bit awkward.
And they always introduce the drummer first.
Yeah.
And it'd be so much better if they introduce other people. Then you got a vibe for how much to play, what to solo. If you just play a stab, and then the bass player takes a 4-bar solo, you're like, well,
Yeah.
I just did a stab. What happened just to the bat? What happened to that? But
I think as a principle, just have the Bonham triplets ready to go at all times.
Yeah.
If in doubt.
Oh, yeah.
If in
Yeah.
doubt. Yeah.
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 Quite
Funny
right.
enough, actually, we'll get into what we've all been up to over the last week or so, and there's some exciting news to share, and a couple of things to discuss as well. But on my gig on the weekend, one of my gigs on the weekend, the plan was to do a walk off and an encore and the whole sort of thing.
Oh wow.
Which I was like, oh, that sounds good. That would be fun. But then you're always kind of I don't really know if this is going to get... You shouldn't really plan for this, You were headlining this festival and, you hope that there's people there. Anyway, the last song was the singer walks off and, we kind of keep jamming and we kind of bring it up and we keep it down and then we sort of finish, And the singer walked off. We carried on. We finished. And then I'd sort of, dun, dun. So by the time I look up, the other boys have taken their guitars off and they're wandering off. And I was all right, okay, I better unplug then. So I unplugged my pack and slowly wandered off afterwards. And I was like, I didn't know we were all walking off. I thought, the scene was going to be... But yeah, they were going nutty and we came back on. It felt very cool. Had a bit of water, water off the side of the stage and brought the bottle on. Oh,
Rock star.
Yeah, it felt cool. I wish I could do it again.
The danger is, it's if you walk off, and then the crowd think you're done and just leave.
Yeah.
Because it's a festival. We're going to see what's over there. Yeah.
Well, one of the compare guys came on and was like, have you got one more? We were like, yeah. yeah. Hence the... And he was like, right, well, I'll hype him up a little bit. And we're like, okay, good, thank God. Because we thought he was going to be like, right, thank you, everyone, exit out this way. And we would just be like...
Actually,
we are. Actually, we're trying to be cool by walking off and coming back on again.
But then the flip side happened on Sunday. We're basically into catching up now. We're just going to catch everyone up on what we've all been up to. Sunday afternoon, as they do, festivals run a little bit late. And the band before us like, right, we've got 2 more for you now. Played 2 more. Right, it's our last song. Thank you so much. Blah, blah, blah. Played another song. This is our last song. Thank you so much. It's been great. Blah, blah. They played 5 extra songs.
No, right.
And everyone was their last song. Why the sound team didn't tell them to just get off the stage, I don't know.
encores, wow.
And then I found their set list on the stage and they ended with something like Sweet Home Alabama or whatever. And then there was Hey Joe next under it. So there was another song after that.
Wow.
And we sort of basically made a sort of, little comment about it, basically overrunning the whole festival by nearly half an hour.
Yeah.
And there was no one there and the festival was packing down as we were sort of coming towards the end of our set. So we just cut it short and we were just like, should we just go? But it was really good. We had some lovely comments and so on.
I had on a festival once. I had an MC problem where we did say this was going to be our last one, and it was our last one, but it's like a false ending. And then I do a big 16th note fill, and we finish on a Muse track. So we play we finish a song, and then I do a fill, and we do the outro of a Muse song. And the MC walked on. Because he knows this is our last one. We do the big ending, and he's just about to go, and thank you very much. He got to thank you, and then da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then played, and he's like, and he didn't know what to do. So he just stood on the stage, dancing, or and didn't know what to do. Well, we just played this song, which is like an extra 2 minutes. But anyway, yeah, so that was
funny.
quite nice interpreting him, and he didn't know whether to walk off, walk back on, stay there, stop talking, sing along. So yeah,
Disappear into the ground, you know.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, quite right. Yeah.
So yeah, what's everyone been up to over the last since the last episode, since the last recording? We've all been busy, needless to say. There's been lots happening, which will unravel
Yeah.
over this episode. But Jake, what's been happening?
Yeah, it's that. I think it's that time of year. It's probably the same for you guys as well, isn't it? The summer period comes around. You got festivals. You got all the wedding stuff, and obviously teaching and whatnot is often in full swing. And I'm sure you've got your concerts as well, haven't you, Harry? End of term stuff. So I think it's a busy season for everyone. Yeah, I mean, for me, I've mostly been. I had a couple of weeks off gigging, just to had a big like family celebration thing, which was really cool. So some really like extended family from the States and stuff. So I had a nice weekend seeing family, which was cool. Just have a bit of time off. And then weekend after, I went to see Linkin Park at Wembley, which was nuts. That was really, really cool. Yeah, just like right down the front. Great energy, great show. So loved that. And then I've been back gigging this weekend at a wedding down in Devon. So it wasn't too far for me. That was really nice. I felt rusty though. I kind of felt like I hadn't touched sticks in like 3 weeks properly. Like teaching doesn't really count in my head. So yeah, it was like I knew I might feel it a bit, but I felt it a lot more than I really like to admit when I kind of got into it. And yeah, I mean the first set is always a bit more bumpy than the second set anyway in my experience. Like just the vibes in general takes me a while to kind of really get into it. So I felt better by the second set, but yeah, like first set I was like just a couple of really dodgy fills and definitely like flub some endings and stuff like that.
Get the gears going again.
Yeah, just kind of get myself back in the zone again. But no, fun gig. Play with some great musicians as well, which is always really lovely. Just to kind of have a nice fun evening. And then I've just been examining. That's kind of really ramping up. So I'm zipping all over the place doing long exam days, but really enjoying that. So yeah, it's nice to be kind of out and about. But yeah, apart from that, it's just all kind of ticking over and stuff. Nothing majorly exciting going on. I'm just keeping it all going. But yeah. What about you, Matt? What's going on in your world at the moment?
I had a last minute gig cancel the weekend. I've got a fairly busy July, but that's kind of given me an open weekend really. But I've really just again, it's just been consistently teaching, ramping up to the end of school. I've got a concert on Wednesday with a load of other teachers that teach privately and in some of the schools I do. And we put an evening concert on with a lot of our pupils. So there's songs and piano recitals and that kind of stuff. So I've been prepping for that. So I do all the admin for that. I've had to book the hall. I'm running all the ticket sales. So that's just, all the stuff that goes on into promoting and running an event for yourself. It's great because I've had to get my head around stuff like using Ticket Tailor and Stripe and working great. Out. And that's great when I've had to when we've done other events with Montgomery Slacks and stuff. It's all a skill set, that you've got to just lean into a little bit. So yeah, lots of that stuff going on and admin, lots of teaching. I've had a fairly quiet. I'm not in a wedding band. I'm not in a function band per se. So I don't tend to ramp up in the summer with wedding gigs and functions and stuff. We've got a festival coming up in a couple of weeks with my rock band. And then we kind of start in earnest with the blues stuff starts up again, kind of mid-July. But I've actually been, I had some time off and I feel far more relaxed about having a day where I've not been doing a great deal or been doing personal stuff or, what normal people do at the weekend, like go to B&Q and all of that stuff.
Cut the grass.
Cut the grass, although we've had no rain. So we have had some rain now, but the grass does not need cutting. The grass is up growing. Just been steady, stuff like that. And I have had more opportunity to practice. So I've just been, as I mentioned in the last episode, just kind of really trying to get on a pad every day, and I'm on the second iteration of this kind of practice diary that I'm designing. So I'm just
great.
using that as a kind of um, what's the word, prototype, to make sure it kind of works for me before I potentially send it out to test with other people. So, and yeah, just had the tied in with that kind of stuff really. So
Nice.
it's been pretty good like that. Yeah. But I think I've had a little bit of, there's lots of people out gigging, and I'm like, I'm not gigging enough. But I also need the downtime and the headspace. So I am happy that, I've got a fairly good balance at the minute. So it's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. You can't be gigging. I mean, you guys have had some manic weekends. I think, Harry, you had 4 gigs this
four
week?
last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was mad.
You can't keep that up.
No.
The most kind of in-demand drummers or whatever, especially if you're playing bands, your own stuff and your own bands, you can't keep that on week on week. It's
I haven't got any more like that in the calendar, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
I think I've got a festival next weekend, nothing the weekend after, and then like a pub gig, and then the Malaysia trip with the Bee Gees and so on, which would be great.
Yeah, which we need to talk about when you come back.
Yeah.
Going to Malaysia with the Bee Gees, albeit not the actual Bee Gees, but I mean,
with the Bee Gees.
Potentially the closest you could get, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. They did beat the Bee Gees in a Bee Gees soundlike competition.
They did, they actually did, yeah.
Yeah,
so... cool. I think that was before I was born, so it was a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've been a bit like, everyone's really busy and I'm not busy. Ooh.
I know that feeling, though. That feeling,
I've had that as well. Seeing
but at the same time,
busy, jetting off everywhere, and you're like,
and then at the same time, you're like chilling on a Saturday night. You're like, actually, this is really nice. You're like, you just need that,
It's so torn. Yeah, you put your phone down. You're like, but I'm on my sofa.
I literally cannot wait for this Friday to literally just fully chill out. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 is out on Friday, and I'm doing nothing but playing that on Friday night, and I can't wait.
Love it.
And so after 4 gigs in 1 week, you're kind of like, I think I've had enough of a bit of music.
I've done the drums this month.
Yeah.
I don't need to do more drums.
We were driving back, and I was like, "What do you want to listen to?" My girlfriend, and she was like, "I don't know." And I was like, "I don't think I want to listen to anything, to be totally honest."
Give yourself a rest.
Yeah. It was good though. It was really good fun, and I know what you mean about the rust though, Jay. I felt I'd run through like the sets and stuff like that a few times, on like the Thursday and the Saturday and so on, but there's always that like rust that sets in the first couple of songs, especially when it's like kit share or even like new venue, and you're just trying to like suss things out. It always takes like a song or two minimum to just naturally slip back. Not much, but it always takes a few tunes,
I normally think it's 2 or 3 songs you start. I think you sort of like realize, I've been playing. You suddenly realize that you've been playing better, or like you've gotten comfortable, and it just sort of sneaks up on you, and you're like, oh no, I'm doing it right now. After a little adjustment period.
Yeah.
How do you guys get on for first set of a festival gig? Do you actively warm up? I know we've done episodes on stick pads exercise and warming up. Do you find like you've got to bring the energy, try and bring the energy song one? Do you find yourself over gripping, overplaying, cramping, or getting the sound right in your head, talking to the stage monitor guys? There's a lot of admin goes on in your head in the first song, isn't there?
Yeah. The first song's a stressful one for sure. Like,
on a festival for sure.
Yeah, just like gauging what you're going to be dealing with for the next like 45 minutes and whether you're okay with it or not. And it doesn't really matter if you're okay with it or not, because it's like happening at that point. I think for me, like if my in-ear mix is really bad and like distorted, or I can't hear, I don't know, the vocals normally is the thing, or maybe the click if it's really bad. If one of those 2 things is not in my ear, I will be stressing, and then that's when I'll be like tensing up and like kind of just, I can feel myself like it's in my chest. I get it, like this kind of like
Yeah.
heavy
Yeah.
breathing that I get when I get like kind of anxious like that. But it's only happened a handful of times, fortunately. But yeah, I think it's actually the just being able to hear. It's not often about
Yeah.
like the gear or like the parts or like when we're on and all that. That's all stressful, but that's almost like you get that in most gigs. But
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
getting on the stage and being like, am I going to be able to like hear what's going on, or am I just going to be blasted with click for 40 minutes and that's
Yeah.
it? You know,
Yeah,
those are
yeah.
the things that stress me out. So yeah, I don't know. What about you, H?
Yeah, I think I mean, just to kind of use last week as an example, the sound on the in-ears wasn't. I ran my in-ears for the whole weekend. Just find it so much easier. I'll just give me a front of house mix with the drums up a lot.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people get that wrong. Like on Sunday afternoon, I had no bass for like 3 songs. But being close to the amp, you don't necessarily realize it. You can kind of hear and feel it. And then I sort of turned my pack up, and I was like, "There's no bass in this." So, but I think for me, I want to hear vocal for sure, and I want to hear kick and snare as like a minimum. I feel like amps, you can kind of hear them on the stage when they're coming back in monitors. That's kind of enough. But yeah, I mean the gig with Ali was all to track, and that I was like, I turned the backing track down in the sound check because it was really loud, and I was like, I want to be able to hear it because it's part of the song, and it's very textural and it really kind of like lifts and drops in some certain parts, but I was like, for this being the first one, I just want that click as a safety to be loud, and it was fine, and I was like, just in case, bump it up like a dB or two. Just I would rather it be popping off, and like there's no question of whether I can hear it or not. But yeah, I filmed all of it with the iRig as well, like a few of the gigs, and it's been really, really good fun. But to answer your question, Matt, I don't. This week I had the luxury of like I got home early on Thursday, so I just put the iPad on with the tracks and just ran the whole set just to the click and the track. That was really nice in terms of a
Is that on
warm up.
your Roland as well?
Yeah, on the electric kit as well. Yeah,
Nice.
so literally just sat through and just played through all of it to make sure I knew intros, and because everything starts with 4 bars a click, and then sometimes I'll come in just by myself, or it's the bass, or it's all together, and so on. So I sort of did that for sort of safety, because I don't want that first time to be doing it on the gig, because once you hit play, that's it. But I like to definitely stretch a little bit. I'll always take a pad with me most of the time, and if I can get on it, just shred some doubles or singles and paradiddles and so on, great. But I'll always stretch, turn the sort of sticks inside out and sort of do the inside out stretch and so on. Just shake it, shake it all out. You overcramp sometimes if it's a bit cold or whatever, and it is what it is. But generally, just a bit of stretching and just sort of loosening up the hands does me. What about you?
I tend to run through, drill a load of stuff on the pad. Little bit of stretching, bit of like jumping on the spot, just kind of cardio. I might roll my ankles a bit, because I think we focus so much on wrists and fingers, but right foot wants to be kind of loose. I think I'm conscious of just overthinking everything first song.
Sure.
Because I'm not running with the rock band that I'm playing. It's good old fashioned, no track, no click. It's
Straight
just
up.
the music. So it's like, where's my tempo? Am I okay? And then you're like, oh, does it sound? Now, if I'm having this conversation in my head, you could argue, well, in that case, Matt, you need to put it on a click. But, it's like, it wants to be free, but it's like, I'm not rushing this. It sounds about right. Guitarist is not looking at me painfully, like, I can't keep up or anything. So it's more that process, really, of just... And I think also the thing for me that's been really helpful from talking to you guys is I've bumped up the drums in my mix.
Yeah.
Because I think when you get out on a festival stage and maybe there's 2,000 people in front of you, and you're outdoors and you hit your snare and you get nothing. It stops you overplaying if you can hear it in your ears.
Yeah.
Even if
and
it's
just whacking
louder.
it as well, like just dead, like straight in, no rebound.
Yeah, and I want to be kind of playing like a rim shot through most of the set.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be having to hammer that to the point that it's like, I'm over hitting the drums.
And that is
Even
where
if-
you'll cramp up as well. Like you'll go in hard, like, oh, I can't hear this, so I need to dig in more. And
feel
then
it all down your
Yeah.
forearm here. when
Yeah,
you're,
yeah.
like,
Massively.
chin up on it.
Yeah. So I mean, that's been just trying to be confident that the sound, because you've not met the front of house people. You might. I mean, the one we do, they've got a monitor mix on stage, and there's a front of house mix in the tent, 200 yards away. And it's kind of, I just hope they're going to they'll level me based on how hard I'm playing, and just try and let the mics do as much of it as possible.
Yeah.
Because I can hear myself, even if I'm higher in my own mix than the reality, then I know I'm there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of my approach. And just try and do as much, 10 minutes quick singles.
Yeah.
On it might be doing different. It might be doing triplets or 16th notes or doubles.
Maybe I need to do a bit more of that, like, just because I feel like it does take a few songs to settle. Like, do you find that warm up helps? Like, do you find like when you then get into your first song, it's like, yeah, I'm ready to go, or is it like, I don't know, like, do you feel the difference? Like, if you don't do it?
Yeah, I think I would, because I didn't used to do it, and now it's like, oh yeah, it's helping a lot, especially on the outdoor gigs when you don't know what temperature's going to be like. Yeah, so it definitely helps. I think actually, I find I play better straight out the box if I've had a gig the night before, or I've had 2 gigs that week. And
I was going to say that actually, like with your gigs, Harry, the 4 you've just done. How did you feel, like, from the first gig to the 4th gig, like right at the start when you start playing? I know that when I've done, like, it normally hits in maybe like 3 in a row when you've done 3 days of like solid, like at least an hour set or something like that.
Even
you
like
sit down,
rehearsal.
Yeah, like rehearsal. So you sit down, you're like, oh, you can tell that you're like ready and that you're warmed up and that you can just kind of go straight in. Did you feel a difference, like with the 4 that you had kind of on the trot?
Yeah, I think I kind of like I said, like, played through so I kind of warmed up for the Thursday one. And I was running a few sort of tunes on the Saturday afternoon because there were some new ones in the set that I just wanted to go over. So again, that was kind of like my warm up, but I didn't do anything like at the gig. I do find that sometimes when I do, especially like thinking of being in a function sort of setting, if I'm sort of shredding the pad whilst the first dance is happening, I feel like I'm actually more likely to get cramped then than I would be if I were to just stretch out and just sort of sit and relax and then play. Whether that's maybe I just go too hard, too much, too quick, and then it's like, whoa, this is a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely felt that, like, Sunday, I just sort of like sat down. We had a little sound check. Yeah, kind of like, cool, this feels good. Left my snare weight on the rack tom, which is a bit of a pain, but it is what it is. And yeah, Sunday afternoon again, everyone was like, right, let's just get up and smash it and go back. Same set as well. So it's just like, this is So yeah, I think I definitely felt comfortable. I don't think I was like, cool, I can just do all this, shred like a load of triplet fills or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, it was just like, cool. Yeah, I've done this a few times already. Just kind of sit back into it. One of my drumsticks is knackered though. You should. I'll put a photo on the story or something like that. It's hanging on for dear life. That poor Veta stick.
Have you got?
You got a stash though, mate.
I do. Yeah.
You're not exactly short on replacements.
Just only lasted like 3 weeks, which is pretty bad for me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
for a Veta as well.
Yeah. It's been. I think it's that diecast tube chopping it right up.
Yeah, really right. Blame the hoops.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
But
cool.
Yeah, there we go. Something new.
Yeah. Let's do the something new,
because there's lots new.
Well,
big news.
Big news.
Nothing from me. Nothing from me.
Nothing from you this time.
The new thing is I've got a cough because I've done, I'm tired.
That is big news because you don't get ill that often. So
I don't really get ill. Yeah, so
pretty big news.
Any advice on how to deal with the cough would be much appreciated. No, I'm joking.
Jamie, seeing as you're not glitching or out of sync, and for those of you who listened to our last episode, you would know that Harry did a cracking job on the edit. We didn't take anything out, but there was quite a few silences and bits and bobs where poor old Jamie was struggling. So
yeah, Harry worked his magic on that last one.
Was it? Yeah.
Why
it wasn't
you
that
tell us
bad.
What you...
It worked out.
Why don't you tell us what you've got new, Jamie, considering you're now in sync?
Well, I'm glad I'm in sync. I mean, I wouldn't say that my the visuals here on my end are incredible, but they're certainly better. But no, I spent £6 on a lead that goes from my Wi-Fi router in my living room to my little disc in my office. So I now have a nice Ethernet cable which joins them up, and now I have most of the signal which I have in the rest of my house in my office, which is a lovely little upgrade for
Wonderful.
the pod. So I think everyone's happy about this. So,
That's why we push the buy me a coffee. You know, that is Ethernet cables.
That's what it's for. It's a business expense. What can I say? So
That's quite right.
That's on the spreadsheet. So I've got that. That's the most exciting thing in my life right now. Is
how many times have you run a speed test since you got the cable?
I've been running it like almost hourly, like just at my desk being like, oh yeah, look at this, it's just great. So I've just been watching the numbers. So yeah, that's the sad level of
Jamie lives in a house with 3 foot thick walls, don't you, Jamie?
Yes, it's quite an old house, and my office is like the opposite diagonal room upstairs to the Wi-Fi box, so it's always a little bit, it's fine for browsing, and I can even stream and things normally, but it's normally when it's like a Zoom call or a podcast type thing, then it apparently there's a certain thing that's wrong with it that isn't good enough. So yeah, this fixes that. So yeah, that's all the exciting things in my life at the moment, and it's probably going to be the only time you hear I have something new, and it was £6. So I'm just going to say that
for a
now.
John podcast, it's pretty good, actually, isn't it?
You can all be proud of me, and then we'll just skip the question after the drum show episode.
So we should do like a Spotify Wrapped thing of like something new and like the expenses. You know, on Clarkson Farm when they did the whole like tally off the end of the year.
Yeah.
Who's in the most debt? You know?
Yeah.
Jamie, I can tell you that now.
He's got a big triple figure coming up with that Carope. Well, 4 figure, isn't it?
Technically, is it? Yeah, no. Let's not go there.
Me and Matt are going to the Sabian booth, so it's all like 20 quid down there, I think, or something like
that. best 20 quid you'll ever spend.
Oh, the best dustbin that you can get. No,
how dare you?
Now, they were actually, I thoroughly enjoyed some of their cymbals last year, and I think you managed to persuade Kyle to buy one. I can't remember what it was that he found.
He's got it's like a dry 22-inch ride, or something like that.
Yeah,
and 22 is the biggest ride that he bought as well. He's never bought a biggest cymbal he's bought. So we've influenced him in that way as well. So that's fun.
Cool.
Speaking of 22-inch objects.
Where's this going?
You posted a little teaser on your story this week, Matt. Do you want to explain kind of what's gone on? Because you've been
new?
The internet.
This is the biggest podcast news yet. Yeah,
people.
This is it.
The biggest podcast news ever.
So a little bit of backstory. So I said that I had something maybe for the next episode, something new, and Harry sent a voice note to us, and he's saying, "Oh, Matt, is it 22 inches? Is it a symbol?" You know, alluding to the fact that he thought I might have bought a K-Light ride. Let's be honest.
At last.
Yeah, one day. That will be the biggest news.
And I sent a note back saying, well, kind of a couple of things. One of them is 22 inches, but it's not a Zildjian symbol. And actually,
I was like, it's happening. I can't believe it.
No,
it's actually happening.
So on the day of day of recording, so it's the 7th. This is coming out on the 11th, isn't it? So the day of recording, I've actually put it up on I've posted about it today. But yeah, last week I officially. So the thing that came that was 22 inches. The new stuff I've got is a new protection racket cymbal case, a 22-inch deluxe cymbal case. And their roadies backpack, which I was after a new rucksack backpack for gigging and teaching and all of that kind of carrying all your drum stuff in. So, but yeah, last week I had it confirmed that I am now a protection racket endorsee. Woo. So,
media thing.
Who are all those people in your bedroom? So yeah, thank you for that random applause. I never heard that before. Yes, so I spoke with Dino at Protection Racket, and and he was very kind, very helpful, and very open to the fact of me coming on board, and took me back a little bit, to be honest. But yeah, I have had my first delivery of many boxes to come this week. So and wanted to get kind of a press and blurb and PR stuff out to Dino. So if you follow the Protection Racket Instagram, which is basically at Protection Racket, you'll see that he should be posting. Well, he will have posted, I hope, by the time this comes out on the 11th, a kind of new starter, and getting added to the website. And so it was a bit
So
of a
good.
kind of So
So cool.
I had to kind of kept it to myself for about a fortnight while it was kind of umming whether it was going to happen. I wasn't sure whether it was going to happen or not.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of it all fell into place. It's Monday now, so like last Wednesday night, Thursday, and then got all the relevant stuff in place, and here we are. So I'm very excited.
Sick.
and
Very cool.
yeah, very happy and privileged, and very excited about it all. So yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
So
Thank
how
you
did
for-
how did the conversation come about? Was it something that was set up between sort of the pair of you, or like a mutual connection or something like that? How did the sort of conversation start?
Yeah. So I messaged Dino. I sent Protection Racket. So in terms of mutual connection, AJ actually, I messaged AJ to say AJ Russell. Thanks, AJ. To say I really like that backpack you've got. I need a new rucksack. Have you got contact details for who do I email? Because I want to know where I can buy one. Who's got stock? Because I want to go and buy one from a shop. I don't just want to order one online.
Yeah.
And just kind of and being honest, I also wanted kind of Protection Racket to know that I was buying one because of AJ, because he's an endorser, and very often it's not always a metric that can be measured when people are endorsing a product. How much does that pull through in terms of sales? Etc. So it was only through kind of wanting to do something nice, right for AJ, and introduce myself to Protection Racket. I dropped them a note. I emailed them, and then I DM'd them, and Dino came back to me after a couple of days and said, "Hi, Matt. Yeah, I'll thanks for your. I've seen your DM. I'll read your email and get back to you." And then he said, "Well, Matt, I'd kind of, if you're interested, I've attached the paperwork for you to apply to become an artist, as well as we'll sort you out with your rucksack." So it was never kind of. It was then I had to kind of fill out the application paperwork, and I'm very at this point. I'm being honest. You go on Protection Racket's website, and you go on, and you look at the artists they've got signed, and then the next thing you do, being very open, I don't mind being like too transparent, is like I then look at the kind of people who are signed and their Instagram following and the people they're playing for. And I'm like, well, I'm not playing for people like that. And I don't have that many thousands of followers, which is not all of their artists. Because I think they're doing a cracking job of spreading the spectrum of the people out there doing it,
Sure. Yeah.
And so I thought, well, look, I'd love to be an artist. So I filled the paperwork out, and there has to be something in that, from a business perspective. It's no secret. It's not just about me getting stuff. It's also got to work for them as a company as well. So
a business benefit,
yeah. There's got to be a benefit. What is going to be mutually beneficial to both parties. Yeah. So I filled out the paperwork, and I gave a breakdown of kind of my discography and all the kind of stuff that and all the links to my website, my Facebook page, my Instagram, and honestly, then it was kind of. And Dino's been flat out with other stuff, very busy, and it took him a little while to get back to me, which is absolutely fine. so I was kind of kind of a little bit in suspense for a week or two because well maybe about 8-9 days because I kind of just on one level really keen to get hold of my new rucksack.
Yeah.
So even if I
But
just
then
get
as
my
an
rucksack,
artist as well.
yeah, but it's like,
Yeah.
well, I'd love
Levels.
a rucksack. It's the levels, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was very graciously sent me an email back with all the bump and the blurb saying, "Welcome to the family." You know,
Sick.
so
Amazing.
yeah, so I
good.
was like, you know,
There we go.
yeah, really go. And that's like, well, I'm just not going to say anything tush yet. I've got to make sure I've got all my ducks in a row in terms of I need to get a couple of photos taken with the product and, you know, all that stuff you need to do for me to announce it and for them to announce it. Yeah. And I've sent all that off to them. He's very happy. So that's why I've been able to announce it today on my socials. And yeah, so and there we go. So very excited and weirdly, I looked on the artists page on the website and I know a couple of we both know Steve Leach. He's on there and AJ. Weirdly, a guy that I've depped for literally 20 minutes away. I do a gig for him occasionally. I didn't know he was an artist and he's on there as well. So
cool.
There's a couple of people I know on there.
Yeah.
That are artists. So yeah, it's really exciting. Yeah, I'm really happy about it. Yeah.
Sick.
Very
We'd have
cool.
to do a little like deep dive on some of your stuff, maybe like put a little reel out or something like that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Be into it. It looks like a great, bag and
yeah. I've started using the rucksack's great. In terms of you get everything in it because I've always had like I think we've talked about what we take to a gig in the past.
Yeah.
I've done a reel on that, and I've got you kind of get into a habit of putting stuff where it'll fit.
Yeah.
So I've got stuff in my stick bag and I had stuff in a random rucksack that I'd take. And then there's stuff in my bass drum pedal case. And now I can have it all in one place.
Yeah, perfect.
And I can really plan the bag out to everything be where I need it. So yeah, that's really great. And it's really robust. And I've been using it today. You can get a MacBook in it or 15-inch laptop or whatever. And I get a ring binder in it if I've got, notes from a show or whatever. And all the other zips and pockets, just got a bottle holder in it. And it's really great. I don't mean that sound like a sales spiel already.
No, good.
Sounds really good.
Have you got any like drum cases or is that something you're going to look to sort of sort soon?
That's the next thing. So it's drum cases next. Looking at what gigs I've got coming up and which kit, because I've got kits of different sizes. So I'm going to get ones that fit, let's be honest. I'm not going to get two 12-inch tom cases because I've got two 12-inch toms. Who would do that? So, and then I probably do on a hardware case as well. And I was saying to Jamie before we came on, actually, looking at a snare case, potentially, I think with a built-in pedal section.
Yeah, the double one.
Well.
Yeah, cool.
Because that's like one less thing to carry. And that means
carry it in one.
And because I'm doing lots of, recently I've found myself doing lots of backline gigs.
Sure.
So be able to walk in with 3 cases in one go and done,
That's what I did on the weekend pretty much was, cymbal bag, snare. Sometimes I took stool, sometimes I took kick pedal in place of, and then backpack on front, and then the other thing in hand. Great. Yeah. So easy.
So very excited and very happy with the products.
Mate,
and
super cool.
Yeah. And I can
super
get,
cool.
My cymbal case now, you can get like 6 cymbals in the main compartments, 2 lots of hi-hats and a splash cymbal in the smaller compartment. It's got the side compartment for 15-inch hats. They don't do one for 16-inch hats, I don't think. Most people call those crush cymbals.
Yeah. Well, I actually don't put my hi-hats in the hi-hat pouch because they do actually fit, but they're very, when they're very tight and you're like, if I shake this, being crash cymbals, some of them are quite sharp. They don't live in there.
So is your hi-hat like section just constantly empty then, Harry? Or is that like where you put like
it's got like my big fat
stack?
Snare drum and I'll put the clap in there if I'm using it. Big fat snare drum, O-ring, a spare t-shirt if I want to, that sort of stuff. There's a hi-hat clutch in there as well, I think. But I've got the mono one, so I've also got the other like 8-inch one. in front of the hi-hat. So like all my
yeah.
tackle tone rags and a snare weight and jingles
All in there.
and
Brilliant.
cymbal felts, and I can just bung that in there as well. So
Yeah, wicked, man. Great.
but yeah, I mean that's if you can fit that amount of cymbals, and it not be bursting by the seams and everything being protected, you can't go wrong with that. That's what you need.
That's it.
Backpack as well, like the back straps.
I took the one without the backpack actually,
Okay.
so it's got it's got the asymmetrical
Like the shoulder strap thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's quite nice because it hangs. If you imagine the cymbal case, the strap is connected one either side.
Sure.
So it's not all on one. The strap's not on one side. It can slip off. It kind of, when you're wearing it, the design of the strap holds the cymbal case closer to your body.
Sure.
Because the way, so it's
thought
just those
about
little
it.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about it.
It's real world stuff,
Road tested.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's great.
yeah. So that's
There you go.
In an effort to outdo Jamie's Ethernet cable.
I think
I got an endorsement.
I know. I feel like I'm a close second. I feel like it's
Jamie's endorsing Ethernet cables now.
Brought to you by PC World.
Literally.
PC World.
Literally.
Yeah.
But no, so
that's
there you go.
amazing, mate. That's really cool.
yeah.
Great
Super
news
cool.
and congrats.
No, thank you,
Chuff-
guys. Thank you for the
chuff
kind
you.
words. And I put a post out today, and I got lots of people messaging me and commenting on it, and it's nice that those people have chose to get in touch. So,
well, when we go to the drum show, you'll have to. Oh, sorry, guys, I can't go for lunch. I got my meeting with the protection racket team. Sorry. No worries.
Drum show this year.
It's fine.
Gonna be-
It's fine.
well, yeah. And
We'll go and drool over the Gretsch
queuing up
booth.
for your autograph. Do a
Yeah.
signing.
yeah, there'll be a long queue, and then there'll be me at the end, and everyone, who's that?
I'll be there.
Is it like bring your dad to work?
Can
We'll
you
be
sign
there.
my 22-inch light ride, please?
It's very unlikely any of what you've just said is going to happen. Well, let's be honest,
you
it's
never
not going to happen. But yeah, it would be
heard
good.
rumours.
It'd be good to catch up. It'd be good to catch up with them at the drum show. Definitely, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
That's
we're
cool.
looking forward to that. I'm sure we'll talk
and
about that near the time.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we'd like to know if we've got any listeners out there that are heading to the drum show in Liverpool.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. And if we can catch up and say hello to people, that would be great.
We should
we
talk
also
about
got a-
plan for the next couple of episodes. Sorry to cut across
Yeah,
that. Yeah, let's
no,
do that.
I was going to say, while we're asking listeners if they come to the drum show, we're also planning our next listener Q&A episode, which will be in a couple, maybe episode 61. So this is 59. So I want to give everyone a chance to listen to this when it comes out and get DM to us. And not everyone listens on day one of it coming out. So we'll
Slow burn.
kind of slow burn, couple of weeks. So we'd love anyone to DM us at Count Us In Podcast or any of our individual kind of Instagram handles. That'd be great. And ask us any questions. We did a Q&A with we did a listener Q&A all the way back, episode 15.
We were young,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
carefree.
Generally didn't feel like
Very
that long
few
ago.
listeners.
No, and I checked because we have a spreadsheet, listeners, and on the spreadsheet that episode was like October 2023, and we have far more listeners since then. Thank you very much, everyone, and we have far more followers on Instagram. So that's great. Please share the episode with other people so they can kind of jump on as well. We'd like to have our listenership go up even more, but we thought it'd be about time. We've had a lot of new people join, say, listen, and we've had a couple of people messaging saying we're catching up with old episodes, which has been great. So we thought it'd be another time, a nice time to do a Q&A again, which we'll be doing in a couple of episodes' time. So please DM us with your questions, whether it be about the podcast, whether it be any of us individually, or general questions that you don't think or you've not heard us talk about in an episode. It might be we've had a couple of questions actually became episodes in their own right, didn't they? Because they were kind of worth discussing.
Some great topics come out of that.
Some length, yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll be doing that. So please DM us with anything you'd like to ask us. Really, that'd be great. And we'll do our best to answer them. And we'll do that in a couple of weeks.
What an episode! What an episode has been. It's all happened.
Yeah, we've had
Everything's
gigs,
happening.
examining, Ethernet cables, endorsements, all the best coming up with the title for this episode, Harry. What we gonna...
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
good luck with
kitchen
that.
sink, I think I'll call it.
Yeah. Kitchen sink.
That's it. Yeah.
So, I mean, should we wrap up there, guys? Should we?
I reckon so.
I think so. We've covered a lot.
Good old catch up. Good old catch up.
Catch up. Oh yeah.
Ketchup. I prefer.
Good old catch up.
So, I mean, if unbelievably, if you've taken anything from this episode, it's just
buy a protection racket case.
Buy an Ethernet cable.
Yeah,
Ethernet cables and protection racking cases.
Don't do 4 gigs in a row.
Yeah,
doesn't it's quite tiring.
Life lessons, real life lessons.
Please rate and review the episode on whichever platform you're doing it on. No doubt you've got to press 1,000 buttons to get to that bit, but it would really help if you.
I don't even know how you do it. So.
No,
a star somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, press 5 stars. That's all you need to do. Share this episode with someone else, or introduce one of the previous episodes to someone else, and help us out by getting us out to more people. This episode will coming out. I'm going to get my maths wrong now. It's the 11th, 19th, Friday the 19th on YouTube. 7 days from the 11th. No, the 18th. Friday the 18th. On YouTube. So this episode will come out on YouTube. So please subscribe to us on YouTube as well. In order for us to all come to the drum show, please buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Counters In Podcast. No, I'm joking. That's all. We will pay for that. But it'd be great if you could
have a drink at the drum show.
Yeah. If you can literally buy us a coffee at the drum show. Yeah. That'd be great. But
in your autograph line.
While you're queuing, get yourself a coffee. I'll be in the queue waiting for coffee. Don't worry. Please look us up on Instagram at Counters In Podcast and follow along for more exciting episodes. This is the one you've had tonight.
Oh yeah,
episode of.
It only gets better from here.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just been a bit of a random catch-up, guys, isn't it, tonight? But it's
been good fun.
Good chat. We've been busy with stuff, and you've got a trip coming up, Harry, that we're going to talk about a load more when you probably come back, because that's an exciting gig abroad, which is really cool. Jamie's probably got some foreign travel planned at some point. Again,
probably, hopefully,
it will happen.
Examining.
And we're all frantically trying to find hotels in Liverpool. That's what we're doing. That aren't £1 million. But yeah, nice one, guys.
Cool.
Good to catch up.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Great stuff.
Take care. See you later. Bye.
Bye.